Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Chris. Today, what I'm going to prepare for you and show you how to do is foolproof grilled chicken. And so the thing about grilled chicken is it's a really versatile thing really versatile food that you want to make. You could have extra in your refrigerator. You could cook it for a dinner, like if you're going to potato or vegetables or anything else with it. You could cook it and have it cut it up and have it in a salad. You could have extra and you could use it for lunch down the road on a sandwich or another day. Or there's so many different ways you could use it. So it's really healthy. It's low fat. It's really good protein, and it's just a really good thing to know how to do. Is just cook a real solid piece of grilled chicken. It's so easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it and how it's going to come out perfect every single time. So the first thing you need to do is get obviously some grilled chicken breasts. And the number one thing, here are the two things about chicken breast. Three. Okay. So first one, it all has to be the same thickness. All right. And so we're going to go over that. I'm going to show you a couple ways. You can either pound it out or you can cut it in half. But the key to cooking it correctly is for it all to be the same thickness. Because if you look at chicken breast, there's the thick end, there's the thin end. All right, and so the thin end's obviously going to cook a lot faster than the thick end. So you want to even that out, and then it's going to cook all at the same speed while you're grilling it. Next, seasoning. There's not a lot of fat on chicken breast. There's not a lot of flavor right there. So you got to season it. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to put on a real basic seasoning that I use. But you could put anything. You could just put salt and pepper on there, and it'll taste really well if you cook it right. But there's all different rubs and everything, and you could really season it however you want. Whatever however you're going to use that chicken in whatever recipe, that's what the type of seasoning that you can put on there. But for like an all-purpose one, I'm going to show you an all-purpose rub that we're going to use on that. And then last is just don't overcook it. Nothing's worse than dry grilled chicken breast. It's like a chore to eat. It's not good. So you don't have to overcook chicken. I know you want to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's a couple easy steps, and it's real simple. So first thing is we have our grilled chicken, our chicken breast. Make sure whenever you're touching chicken, you're washing, you have a separate cutting board that you're going to use just for that chicken. If you're cutting up other things, you're going to keep that cutting board separate and have another one for vegetables or whatever else you're cutting up. And then your knife, if you have two knives, use two knives. If not, when you're done with this, wash this up before you start cutting anything else. And make sure you wash your hands. All right, so like I said, the first thing is pounding out your chicken. And so I usually pound it out. I don't cut in half too often. I'm going to show you the two ways. But there's a couple ways you could do. The one thing about pounding chicken is you want to, obviously, having this mallet is a really good tool to get. If you don't have something like this, you could use a saucepan or whatever. If you really don't have that, but I would get one of these mallets for pounding out meat. You want to use the flat side, okay? You don't want to use this one with the points. That's for beef. That's for like tenderizing and everything. That's making a mess. You're going to put holes in your saran wrap or your bag. You don't want that. You want the nice flat side. We're just trying to flatten it out. All right, so the one way I usually do it is I take saran wrap, just regular saran wrap, and sometimes I'll stretch it. If I'm doing a lot, I'll stretch it all the way along here. But I'm going to do a little bit here. All right. Okay, we have our breast. Put that down the middle. Again, sometimes I'll do a long one, so I'll do two of them in a row. Here, okay. The second thing, put more saran wrap on top of it. All right, and then kind of seal around the edges so you don't get anything splattering. The other thing you do, use these freezer bags. They're great. Pop it in there, put it in, pound it out, and it's great. So this is also a great method too, but I'm just showing you the saran wrap. And you're just pounding it, okay? You don't want to go at it. You want to just kind of lightly let the weight of the mallet do it. And it's something weird. Sometimes leaving the weight on there an extra second actually helps it kind of break down, because you'll see some breasts will be really tough and it won't start kind of like flattening down. Others will go a lot easier. What you're looking for, I'd say about maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thickness. That's really what you're looking for. And the other thing is this also does tender out the meat, so it does help. All right, so we're gonna pound that out. Again, you're just looking for it to be even. If your other one, Okay, you don't want to break up the chicken too much. On the thin end, you're not really going to pound too much. All right, so there's your two, there's the pound method. We'll put those back. Okay, the other method, if you want to cut it in half, if you don't want to pound it, or if you have, sometimes it's like a really, really thick chicken breast, and just pounding, you'll end up, if you're trying to pound like a real thick chicken breast, and you pound it up, it'll just start like tearing the meat, and it just kind of becomes a mess. So sometimes you do want to cut it, but you got to have your sharp knife, and you're just basically going to cut it right down the middle. The key, put your hand on top of the chicken flat, so there's no chance of you cutting your hand, and you're just going to, you want to get down to that level to kind of make sure you're even. It's not going to be perfect, and you're just going to lightly go through, all the way through. All right, and now we have two pretty even chicken breasts. So now that our chicken's all set, it's either pounded or cut in half, now it's time for seasoning. You could use salt and pepper, you could use whatever seasoning, but one seasoning that is my favorite, and I shared with this recipe in my spices and seasonings video, but this is the Paula Deen all-purpose seasoning mix. And what this is, it's 1 part salt and it's 1 part salt to a quarter of black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. So if you want to make a bunch of it, you can do 1 cup of salt, quarter cup of pepper, quarter cup of garlic powder, and quarter cup of onion powder. Or if you want to make a little, do like 1/4 of salt, and then tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of pepper, tablespoon of onion powder. But it's a really great seasoning, and it's mixed up. It's great. I use it on everything. So don't be shy with seasoning. So you're gonna put it all over. Season high because it spreads a lot easier. So you want to stay high while you're seasoning. You're gonna do both sides. Okay, and what I do, because I'm going to use oil, you got to use oil when you're cooking this. You have to put that on there so it won't stick to the grill. I use canola oil whenever I'm grilling because olive oil has another purpose. Olive oil has a low smoke rate or smoke level temperature, so it's not great for the high temperature that you're using because we're doing direct grilling. So you don't want to use that on chicken. On when you're grilling. So that's why I use canola oil, and it's great. So you're just going to put some canola oil all over. I'll do this before I flip it so I don't have to just flip it again. All right, now we're gonna flip the chicken and season the other side. Okay, now we're ready to put the chicken right on the grill. So make sure your grill is, whether you're using a gas grill or a charcoal grill, make sure you use really either medium high to high heat, because this is gonna be hot cooking. We're not indirectly cooking it, we're cooking it right over the heat. So make sure you have real hot spot, and you're gonna put if you look at it, there's 2 sides of chicken, one smooth, chicken breast, one smooth side and one's kind of like not smooth. So I want to put the smooth side down first. All right, so we're gonna put this down on the grill. All right, once it's down, you hear that sizzle. Don't touch it, and we're gonna leave it, and we'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, so the chicken's been cooking for 2 minutes. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna keep it on the same side. We're just gonna turn it a quarter, okay? So as you'll see, it comes, if you don't touch it, you know it's ready to move. It just comes right off the grill. So this isn't even gonna stick at all. So you're just gonna lift it off, quarter turn, put it back down. We're gonna do another 2 minutes. So it's pretty much 8 minutes total. So it's 2 minutes down, 2 minutes, turn a quarter, flip it over for 2 minutes, turn it, after 2 minutes, turn another quarter, off the grill, and it's done. 8 minutes, easy to go. All right, we've gone 2 more minutes on this side. Now it's time to flip. So what you'll see, because we did that quarter turn, you're gonna see it's a little hot there, but you can see some of the grill marks. Maybe if you're sometimes on charcoal grill, it's a little hot, so it might it might cook more around everything. But if you're on, let's say, a gas grill, you'll see those distinct real grill marks. All right, so we're gonna do 2 minutes, and we're gonna another 4 minutes on this side, 2 minutes on one side, turn it, another 2, and then we're off. All right, our chicken's done. Time to come off the grill. The way you can tell that it's done after, about 7 to 8 minutes, or you'll feel it's a lot firm to the touch. Once you feel that firm to the touch, it's good to go. So you take it off. Perfect grilled chicken.